Hello. In this video, we'll see how to unit test an Angular component with an Angular component which is using MatDialog or the Angular material model pop-up thing. So in my previous video, I showed how to use a MatDialog in an Angular application. So this is a continuation. Like I'm using the same source code for this tutorial. So I'll try to write some unit test cases, or like show you how to write unit test cases for that particular source code. So as you can see, Angular by default has generated some unit test cases for the components. So what I'll do is I'll start by running the existing unit test cases and see what happens. So you can run the unit test cases in an Angular application using ng-test, and you can add an option called code coverage to see how much of the code has been covered. So as you can see here, it's showing like 4 failed test cases and 0 success, and here you can see the code coverage. If you scroll a bit above, you can see that we are getting some error, like no provider for MatDialog. So it's we are getting an error here. So first we need to resolve this MatDialog dependency. So head over to your app component.spec file and add the MatDialog dependency here. MatDialog module. I think this one of the errors should go away. If you scroll a bit more down, you can see that there's a dependency error called no provider for InjectionToken MatDialogData. So in our pop-up, we are using this MatDialogData. So we need to add a provider here. So what I'll do is I'll add a provider here. Provider. MatDialogData. Use value as empty. Okay, so we added a provider for this thing. Now if you can see, I saved everything and the test got rerun. As you can see here, it's like 1 failed test case and 3 success. Now if you scroll above, you can see that the dependency errors have all cleared out. So one test case that is failing is related to some default test cases that already existed there. So what I'll do is I'll just simply remove the unwanted test case. So this is not really required here. If I save it again, I think it should all pass. It all passed. Now, if you check the coverage or the code coverage for this thing, you can go to the coverage folder here. And just browse this file index. Here you can see that pop-up thing has been covered fully. There isn't much code there. Now if you go to the app component here, you can see that this function, the open dialog function, it's yet to be covered. So we'll be writing a unit test case to cover the open dialog function. So I'll just go to the source code again and write a new test case here. It should call the open dialog method. I'll just create a fixture and an app instance or a component instance here. Once you have the app instance, using the app instance, you can make a call to the open dialog method. Now once this method has been called, you can see that it sets a name in the header of the pop-up component. So once this method has been called, we need to check if this name it has been set or not. So I'll just go to this in test case once this method has been called. So the thing with the Angular unit test is like once a change happens inside a unit test case, in order to Angular to detect that change, we need to specify it. So I'll call fixture dot detect changes. That will help Angular in detecting the UI changes. So once that has been called, what we can do is we can check pop-up header you can define, and you can use document dot get element by tag name, element by tag name. So tag name is h2. If you go to the pop-up component here, you can see that it's being set in the h2 tag, h2, and this returns a collection, so it should be 0, and we'll read it as an HTML heading element. Now you can expect the pop-up header dot inner text to equal welcome Samuel. I'll just save this thing and read on the cases again. Okay, one failed again, so let's see what really failed. It seems like browser animation module dependency is missing here while calling the. So I'll just add that dependency here. Browser animations module. I think browser animations module. Okay, we'll just copy the dependency and add it here. Now if you save this thing and rerun it again, you can see 4 of the test cases passed successfully and the coverage is all 100%. Now if you scroll this thing again, you can see that this function has also been covered. So now you saw how to write a unit test case for a Angular component that is using MatDialog. So I hope you find this video useful. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching.